Imagine a place where the first empires were born, where writing was invented, and where kings imposed laws carved in stone. This is Mesopotamia, the land between rivers, the true cradle of civilization. In this video, you will discover how this people organized themselves, governed, and produced wealth. Get ready to dive into the origin of humanity like never before. Mesopotamia arose between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, in a region mostly occupied by modern-day Iraq. The name means land between rivers, and it was here that some of the first human civilizations flourished, thanks to the fertile soil and abundant water. This favorable environment enabled the rise of agriculture, which led to the settlement of human groups and the creation of the first city-states. The Sumerians were the first to stand out, around 4000 BC, founding cities like Uruk, and Eridu. They created cuneiform writing, a milestone in human history. Then came the Akkadians, who, under King Sargon unified much of the region. Later, the Babylonians made their mark with Hammurabi and his famous code of laws. Also passing through were the Assyrians, known for their military power and brutality, and the Chaldeans, who rebuilt Babylon under King Nebuchadnezzar II, the one responsible for the legendary Hanging Gardens. Mesopotamia was not a single people but a continuous stage of rises and falls. Its legacy, however, was enduring, establishing cultural, political, and economic foundations that influenced future generations. Politics in Mesopotamia began with Sumerian city-states, such as Ur and Uruk. Each city had its own government, laws, and protective deity. Power was exercised by the patesi, a political, military, and religious leader, who commanded in the name of the gods. Over time, these cities were unified under larger empires, such as the Akkadian, Babylonian, and Assyrian empires. An important landmark was the Code of Hammurabi, created by the Babylonian king around 1750 BC. This was one of the first written sets of laws in history. Based on the logic of an eye for an eye, it established strict punishments, reflecting a deeply hierarchical society. The social structure was rigid. At the top were the king and priests, followed by nobles, scribes, and soldiers. Below them, peasants and artisans sustained the economy. At the bottom were the slaves, usually prisoners of war or those in debt. Religion influenced all aspects of life, including government. Temples, called Ziggurats, were political, religious, and economic centers. The union between faith and power was absolute. Mesopotamian economy was primarily based on agriculture, favored by the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. To control floods and irrigate fields, the Mesopotamians built canals, dams, and reservoirs, ensuring regular harvests. They produced wheat, barley, dates, and linen, as well as raised animals like cattle, sheep, and goats. Trade was also essential. As the region lacked raw materials like wood and metals, the Mesopotamians traded their agricultural and artisanal products with people from Egypt, Anatolia, and the Indus Valley. Merchants transported goods in land caravans and riverboats. Cuneiform writing played a crucial role in accounting and recording commercial transactions. Documents on clay tablets registered contracts, taxes, and exchanges. Additionally, craftsmanship flourished. They produced pottery, textiles, tools, and luxury items. The state controlled part of the production, but private commerce also existed. Economy was the foundation that sustained the entire social and political structure of Mesopotamia. The legacy of Mesopotamia is immense and spans millennia. It was there that cuneiform writing was created, one of the first ways to record human knowledge. This invention enabled the development of literature, bureaucracy, and law. Works like the Epic of Gilgamesh profoundly influenced ancient culture. In science, the Mesopotamians advanced in mathematics and astronomy. They created a numerical system based on 60, the origin of our current 60 seconds and 60 minutes. They observed the stars and made predictions based on their movements, influencing calendars and religious rituals. Architecture also left its mark. Monumental ziggurats, step-like temples, dominated the cities and served as religious and administrative centers. The Code of Hammurabi influenced later legal systems, being one of the first attempts at codified justice. The decline of Mesopotamia came with successive invasions. The Assyrians, Babylonians, and Chaldeans fought for control until, in 539 BC, the Persians, led by Cyrus, conquered Babylon. The region was incorporated into the Persian Empire and, later, into the Greek and Roman empires. Even after its fall, Mesopotamia remains one of the fundamental pillars of human civilization. Mesopotamia was not just the cradle of civilization, it was the stage where humanity took its first steps toward the modern world. Its laws, inventions, and cities influenced entire empires and shaped history. Even covered by the sands of time, its heritage still lives on in our culture, science, and social organization. If the past teaches us anything, Mesopotamia is a living lesson of who we were, and who we still can be.